incompetent justice. Who deserves that?
17 years. And so these are legitimate conversations that we need to have.
So why don't you guys have these conversations at the Bar Association?
No. Monday,
yes,
the Bar Conference is starting.
Yes.
The GBA leadership,
yes,
will give Godfrey Dame,
yes,
and Akufo-Addo the platform,
yes,
to attack John Mahama.
Oh.
They did it in Kumasi.
What do you mean to attack?
Yes.
Mahama?
Yes.
No. Ediji, I think you are taking this too far. Look,
I say,
Ediji,
listen to me.
Hold on.
I say in Ho, the Bar provided Godfrey Dame the platform to attack John Mahama.
What did he say to attack John Mahama?
So you don't even
John Mahama made a comment and he responded. Is that not so?
He responded using the Bar platform.
But I mean, it's a discussion. So
I am telling you that what did President Mahama say? What did President Mahama say? What the Bar is interested in, it's not this kind of conversation. The one that enriches quality justice delivery is the partisan posturing. I'm so even you are shocked. In the past, do you know what the Bar used to do? The Bar itself sometimes suggests name. They will sit down and say, oh, this lawyer or so and so judge has done so well. These are the quality of his judgment. So, we, as a Bar, we are suggesting A, B, C, D name for possible consideration. You are not imposing the person, but you are simply saying A, B, C, D, we think. This is a deadness. Look at the numbers.
The debate on standards and integrity in public life has centered largely on the fight against corruption and whether or not this president and his government are doing enough to combat this cancer. It is true that corruption is not an exclusively Ghanaian phenomenon, but one which permeates all nations of the world. It results in reputational damage to businesses and establishments and undermines the public trust in governments. The manifestations of corruption are getting increasingly complex as they often occur with the aid of professional enablers such as accountants, lawyers, bankers, real estate agents, shell companies, and opaque financial systems that provide opportunities for the laundering and concealment of illicit wealth. If not controlled, corruption can stultify the economic aspirations of any nation. Globally, the World Economic Forum has estimated the cost of corruption around the world at some 2.6 trillion United States dollars a year. I accepted the invitation to speak here in order to take advantage of this occasion, to place again, once again, my government's record on corruption for public scrutiny. It will show that my government has undertaken arguably the boldest initiative since our nation attained independence, nearly 66 years ago, to reform and strengthen the capacity of our institutions to tackle corruption in the public sector. Charity, they say, begins at home. And that is why so far, every single alleged act of corruption leveled against any of my appointees has been investigated by independent bodies such as SHRAJ, the CID, and in some cases by Parliament itself. It is not my job to clear or convict any person accused of wrongdoing or of engaging in acts of corruption. That is the job of the courts and the law enforcement agencies. My job is to act on allegations of corruption by referring the issue or issues to the proper investigative agencies for the relevant inquiry and action, including, if necessary, the suspension of the affected official pending the conclusion of investigations. That is exactly what has been done since I assumed the mantle of leadership on 7th January 2017. From the allegations against the then Minister Designate for Energy, Boakye Jako, at his parliamentary confirmation hearings in 2017, to that against the former CEO of BOST, the Honorable Alfred Obeng, to those against the then two Deputy Chiefs of Staff at the Office of the President, Honorable Francis Asiansu-Boache and Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, to the conflict of interest allegations against the Minister for Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, to the claims of extortion against the then Trade and Industry Minister designate, Alan Chemateng, at his parliamentary confirmation hearings in 2017, to allegations of doubling in visa racketeering against the then Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports, Pius Hajije, and the then Director General of the National Sports Authority, the Honorable Robert Safo-Mensah, who, even though exonerated by the CID, later resigned. The Chairperson of the Board of the National Sports Authority, the Honorable Kojo Ajiman, to the allegations of bribery leveled against the Secretary to the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, Charles Bissiou, to those involving the dismissed acting CEO of the Public Procurement Authority, PPA, A.B. Ajay, and the dismissed CEO of the National Youth Authority, Emmanuel Asigiri. They have all been investigated and in most cases cleared by the authorized institutions of the state and not by President Akufo-Addo. The latest episode involving the former Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, the Honorable Cecilia Abna-Dapa, is evident for all to see. I am not aware of any government in the Fourth Republic subjecting so many of its officials to such investigations and inquiries. At the same time, several officials of the previous Mahama administration, such as William Matthew Tevi, Alhaji Salifu Mimina Osman, and Eugene Bafo-Boni, in the infamous $4 United States million NCA scandal, have been tried and convicted of various corruption-related offenses, and several others, including Dr. Stephen Upuni, the former CEO of Cocoa Board, and the Honorable Cassiel Atuforsu, the minority leader in Parliament, are standing trial as we speak. None of the accountability institutions of state, including the new Office of Special Prosecutor, have ever indicated any pressure from the executive over their investigations. There are some who refuse to accept my method of proceeding and have characterized me as a clearing agent. Because for them, the mere allegation without more is enough to merit condemnation of the public official. For my part, I will not set aside due process in the fight against corruption, no matter how much opprobrium this incurs for me. The political color of judges is a legitimate topic of public discourse. Indeed, justices at the district and state levels within the federal structure of the American government are elected officials, and even though judges at the federal level, including those of the Federal Court of Appeals and the United States Supreme Court, are appointed by the President with the consent of the Senate, their political coloring is generally well known and accepted. Historically, this has not been the case in Ghana, largely because of the critical controlling role of the Judicial Council, a non-partisan body chaired by the Chief Justice, in the process of judicial appointments. It has meant that judicial appointments are conducted essentially on the basis of professional merit and suitability. Appointments to the lower courts, the High Court, and the Court of Appeal are done by the President exclusively on the advice of the Judicial Council. In the case of appointments to the Supreme Court, because of its unique position in our judicial structure, There are the additional requirements of the consultation of the Council of State and the approval of Parliament. In the overwhelming number of cases of justices designate to the Supreme Court, that approval has been given on a bipartisan basis. You can count on the fingers of a hand the number of justices designate whose approval met less than unanimous consent. I've gone into this matter in some detail because of a new concept that has been recently introduced into our public discourse by no less a public figure than the fourth president of the Fourth Republic, the perennial NDC presidential candidate, John Dramani Mahama. Who has told the world that I have packed the courts with so-called MPP judges, and that one of the key purposes of a putative NDC victory in 2024 will be to enable him balance the courts with so-called NDC judges. Not only are these concepts of, quote, MPP and, quote, NDC judges new in our public discourse, they are also extremely dangerous and represent the most brazen attack on the independence of the judiciary by an allegedly responsible politician of the Fourth Republic. They provide another reason, if more were needed, why right-thinking citizens should ensure the defeat in 2024 of the man whom the first special prosecutor identified as government official number one in the still unresolved airport Airbus bribery scandal.
See, the onus is on you. Say, MPP for in plain language. Say JDM. Say no. Now, so when you take any civil action against MPP for no so. Now, just so I jatum because some a serious allegation. This is or say no. Onko see omo for defamation or your friend is Airbus for. Dabi. What Ghana send America, ya boni din, ya MPP for boni din directly say, ya the say. Nana more evidence, Nana. Oh, yeah, say, ya say asema dancing in you who trip now they are dance here. What they are saying to one, it points only in one direction. Then one JDM. I started free. See, the onus is on you. Say, MPP for in plain language. Say JDM. Say no. Now, so when you take any civil action against MPP for no so. Now, just so I jatum. Because some a serious allegation. This is or say no. Onko see omo for defamation or your friend is Airbus for. Dabi. What Ghana send America, ya boni din, ya MPP for boni din directly say, ya the say. Nana more evidence, Nana. Oh, yeah, say, ya say asema dancing in you who trip now they are dance here. What they are saying to one, it points only in one direction. Then one JDM. I started free. See, the onus is on you. Say, MPP for in plain language. Say JDM. Say no. Now, so when you take any civil action against MPP for no so. Now, just so I jatum because some a serious allegation. This is or say no. Onko see omo for defamation or your friend is Airbus for. Dabi. What Ghana send America, ya boni din, ya MPP for boni din directly say, ya the say. Nana more evidence, Nana. Oh, yeah, say, ya say asema dancing in you who trip now they are dance here. What they are saying to one, it points only in one direction. Then one JDM. I started free. See, the onus is on you. Say, MPP for.
Nukure woman say, MPP as a political party, an MPP government. Yes, see. Someone say the you live in a bar, and a more we need 2024 elections. Yeah, mama, that opportunity. You know, this volunteer said you are going to change a chance. Sa the copy Supreme Court. Mo na say abano easy we mama. Anam de easy ni MPP. Ako anam de easy ako court na MPP so one of the respondent. Easy mo ka ma asem we na MPP say ye kwa ini kasa. Judge na na oti adwamu. Ti find this for no asem no mo kan for mo de na fa bu asem na maye ye di fo abuefo and when this for mu ye kum na benya so no bi enya asem na makopie panyin anim what the Marco, okay, can as na me de me ni hwe ka fa wono ne nsem no waka na bu amefo fa bu asem sin di for the confirm say be obi be ka say ma jam na me nko wo sword this way yes see you live no mo de mo support you and I say mo because see yen this NPP nyina no as two major political parties yeah ko elections yeah hwe obi a week obi a pen yonko weak point if you know said the speaker of parliament akọ no forum bi ase say you live in your pass MPP will lose the next election as what is asem ne pen jaye eno zumu pese mbe jaye na kwati kono ogina kwanti asem be ni yes mu de mu nye se mu no mu si you live in the banner Ghana for support wa mu nya ne ehwe and Ghana for support o de me ade be me hu se na Ghana for support say policy no enya election ya ye ko to aba na say Ghana for and you know Ghanaians we react Ghana for when it comes to election, you're proactive for no.
This time they
and as a political party, any policy, any vision. Hey, when it comes to policies, Ghana the history is there for everybody to see. Yeah, the major policies about Ghana how be benefited me. Me found quite free SHS, it was a vision and a policy. Ghanaians are enjoying health insurance, it was a vision and a policy. For our transportation system or the buy. And when you talk about policy, that one let us not go there. If you want us to debate about policies, NDC as a party, NPP as a party, we can debate it because since 1992 up to this time, one Ghana farmer now akonya more so near so and that's omu or mine majority, but you can't even point out single policy. You can't. Mo policy am de buy I don't dey sam nye popular am wamo any say next teacher training allowance mu twam na de wu twam so mitim say no say but if they will classify it as a policy I don't know what I say sa policy no kan ho bi na 20 you see when 2016 ye koto aba mu kotwa teacher nursing training allowance ni mu no and Ghana former mu hu sa de no ma na mu awo bona sa yeah last me no mu chiche ska wo table suma students ye koto aba no Ghana for chirum se saade na amwa enu bi na yenso yes mu de munya ye live no so mo na nje ne se no kranka mo nye campaign o meboa se mo ma hu se ade ekofu ye mo de live yi ba pa wom ye wini ene ye nye campaign because we all know the amount of money most spend as a political party you're spending in an election year especially during election it mo say ye live near dey ban a sure best for you to win na menua my bet say ato amamo us na to atwa you leave us not to amamo any man this for munya ye and so musumu ne yaku and na ma Ghana for ni bi ini chena Ghana for ni bi nyante nyoma bi and the one we started saying say no ba me lose election mo de mo me enye lose election na mo so storm ne yaku and so mutimi buro mu ho parliament nyina no ade obi de ba wo benya advantage a win election. What was the change now? Many asma make what matter? Adi obi unim say nipe what the bapa hey I'll have an advantage over him. Uno be combo boxing and we who the weak point. Many expose no one as change na still weak point in my own yet. And you are not being fair. That's all ground yet truthful. I don't know how Ghana for the one and what's Ghana for the one. Ghana for the one. I just say no the support na nanka initially no. Nanka umede minority in terms of say you live in a yempene no. And I started because union members for they are not consistent. One, it was in their manifesto 2020. A typo error. It was in their manifesto. So mobile money tax. 2, mostly at the buy a lose election. One year family lose election. So I say that. And no nama Ghana for the difference. If you give me the whole day to talk about you levy, I will talk about it. Because nobody national. And until there, Yajatu Yango Kase, hey, Petro Boyed na Fatrotro, unto Petro Fatrotro Yango Kau Yango Kase. So many my na for passport 2 coin. How much cancer? Yeah, the can see you jump funu. Okay, yentie. Obia. Yeah, the baby can be a sum. Tina me say, fix it. And you know, person who capitalize on it for political advantage. People, those who are behind the fix it on social media. No, I first budget now be more cost sponsor no. So fix it who demonstration budget be almost man my no. Oh, fix it who demonstration
some budget no how the babonti.
Oh. How the babonti?
Politicians will feel
sponsorship air cost na fix it no. Sa the mono. Say nya baswa. Bubo who leaders dey anymore. What you say?
Colors no so fast. No so aja ko shechire na.
Obu pushi. Obu ndim say. Me say fix it no. Fix it no. Menya fix it no. Omu ndim say they want omu be leverage on it to gain political advantage. Yeah.
Massa, but I question mo so mo accept to say yes.
Exactly. We are fixing it. Oh, me say. Say me and him so mo de be sa ade no. I didn't know be akoye budget to cost sponsors a demonstration. Fix it. What you say? In the end, say Nanado. Ghana for GDO papa ni mu. Hwe. Say the Ghana for GDO papa we won't be that. Now say research be. Exactly because president on the second term still for the first time Ghana being see that say president be on the second term no one former president Sadi Akusi Agan. Obi President Mahama no popular. And so still beating over 500,000 votes. I ne papa Mahamas Edanyania was NDC for pa bon ma bon e bon NDC agents on room ko what's the ma bon me dia Carlos they no count because wa bon kan wan seat we win am NDC was NDC for polling agents a tro kro wunim tro ye tro one kro wunim what you say was NDC for bon he juma e dia Carlos mo ye he Sunya Ebono region. Meaning me call regional lawyer to call any other colleagues ni call representing people or regional office no. Yeni and this for the question. No mu ye adwuma. Dia pa me ma papa ni anso so ma bon.
Father. Yey. What we body order.
Oi. Yes. Oh my.
Obian unze
ene. What can I say?
Ya ma mi je mensa. Dia no oje. Waba hafoda wonim asumra ekura edi asumra chi wonim kura edi kasapia chi nti sankofo so obia so twero ne di onfa nipa me nsanka no no onfro ka mra goso na wode ka ska ba be jakwan so ha na mesra no on hwe sabe mere eye ya otimi wo Jesus ma yen won confusion bi amma o manu emra ba fa oba so mesra no so tiamia won sesa sa asem na waka no won ma emmen no bia ntimi nkotwero didin e se won hwe yi a no obi wo sika wo ba bia wo wa chiri nti so no wakofa bus e de so ankofo mo mbeto abetwero mo din kwa na chese wo so mto abama no ebia no sa nipa no so kura ne empedo enso na wo sika ye koto abano ma no wie no okototo pa so a na ye ho anu aye ye keta hye no aye ka no a enu ana ne ye da so aye ka masre afa mi a me papa masre no nanado mpane chew mesada mesayam ontwe ne hu mfiri ne jefo asem.
To all MPP people, my TESCON fraternity, my youth organizers and deputies, region, all of us, every TESCON person, get a friend or two to register. Get a friend or two to register, because your vote is your power. Let's all get involved. Our vote is our franchise. And in 2024, next year, let's go all out. Campaign hard and vote for the new patriotic party to continue with all the beautiful pro-youth projects, policies that we are carrying out. I also know from the intel I have picked, the NDC intend to misbehave quite a lot. as the process begins. Because for them, they want to give the EC a bad name. So they are mobilizing thugs, bandits, crooks across the country to attack district offices and other places that registration will be ongoing. I want to urge the Ghana Police Service to be on the lookout for such clandestine and dastardly behavior from the NDC. It should not be tolerated. We should not allow dangerous people to destroy our democracy for us. At the end of the day, parties, as we are, we do not dictate to the EC how they do their work. We are all stakeholders, but the law is on the side of the EC, and they make the rules. If you are not comfortable with them, you are not obliged to run any elections in this country. If you think that the EC is running the activities in such a way that you don't like, you can go home and sit down anytime that you feel that you want to participate and subject to the rules of the EC as given them by the constitution of this country. You come back and get involved.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and thank you for joining me on this Facebook Live session. I come before you as the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress to advocate for a cause, an upcoming exercise that goes to the heart of our democracy. The limited voter registration exercise will give the opportunity to those who have become eligible to vote to place their names on the voters register. It will also allow for those replacing lost voters' ID cards an opportunity to transfer your vote from where you currently have it to a new polling station. In a nutshell, I'm here to encourage you, wherever you are in Ghana or beyond, that if you do not have a voter ID card, especially if you've just turned 18, please take advantage of this exercise, which starts on September the 12th, 2023. Start making the necessary arrangements to register and get your voter's ID card. My brothers and sisters, our young people, fellow countrymen and women, it is no secret that Ghana, our beloved country, is currently grappling with a severe economic crisis. More than ever before, the lives of our people today are defined by a daily struggle to eke out a living. We're seeing our daily cost of living skyrocket, and job opportunities are becoming more difficult by the day. Our people, the youth, the elderly, drivers, market women, civil servants, security personnel, teachers, journalists, nurses, and doctors are all experiencing a sense of hopelessness on a scale never witnessed in recent memory. This dire situation calls for urgent action, and the most powerful tool at our disposal is our right to vote. President Akufo-Addo and his administration have failed to address the pressing economic challenges they have exerted on the people of our country, misapplying our precious, scarce resources and overspending on their creature comforts and largesse instead of building the critical infrastructure this country needs for job creation and development. Their promises during their campaigns have not been fulfilled, leaving the ordinary Ghanaian burdened with the consequences of their incompetence, cluelessness, and shameless arrogance. Today, some Ghanaians glorify and make excuses for corruption because the MPP has allowed it to permeate every facet of our society. This must never be accepted as the norm. It hinders progress on many fronts, denying our youth of opportunities that should have come their way if state resources were meaningfully applied. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot afford to let this dire state of affairs continue. Registering and acquiring a voter ID card to vote in the December 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections is not just a basic civic duty, it is an obligation. As a people, our starting point to effect real change in our country is to register and vote. You and I have a collective responsibility to use our votes wisely to hold our leaders accountable and demand the change we desperately need. It is the surest way to secure our democracy. As young people, we must hold immense power in our hands. The upcoming limited voter registration exercise by the Electoral Commission is therefore an opportunity to start the process towards making your voices heard and shaping the future of our dear country, Ghana. Your vote in 2024 will symbolize your desire for a better Ghana, a determination to overcome the challenges we face, and your commitment to help build the Ghana we want together. A Ghana.
Kole Klote is supposed to be, only Kole Klote is supposed to be here, because East Ayawaso have its own district, Ayawaso North has its own district, West Wagon has its own district, and then North has its own district. And so even the first agreement, the information you have given out that you are being battled for, you have gone ahead to break that. And look at all this. And so it is very bad, very problematic. Okay, I'll start by mentioning your name. Augustine. Augustine Oforijebi, Ayawaso North Constituency Secretary, the MA MPP.
Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you know, we really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level.
I'm working like a bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull as well and make sure that my road is fixed, that I have electricity, that I have water. That is their job. It is not for me to tell the president how to fix the economy. If he didn't know how to fix the economy, why did he run for office?
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you, because we choose them, we vote them, we blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief, is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah. Please don't cry. We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that There are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello everybody, welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Thursday, the 14th day of September 2023. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're at another edition of the show. Our gratitude will go to the Most High God for the very privilege of being alive, and of course the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Leak tape on IGP, first tape doctored, Parliamentary Committee affirms. Boost for shear sector, 1,000 seedlings planted in Savannah Ecological Zone. First National Bank signs 5-year Accra Marathon deal. Congratulations and thank you to First National Bank. More young people express interest in agric and vocational skills as a research. Ghanaian Times, Ofankwan Swam Road project 40% complete. Reconstruction to cost $346.5 million. Resident engineer. Government committed to protecting legitimate mining operations. Lands Minister. Plot to remove IGP. Kandapa appears before committee. Daily Guide. Race for NPP flag bearer. Kennedy, Bawumia pick number 1 and 2. Inflation drops to 40.1%. Convict chases judge in courtroom after sentencing. Hey. IGP Kokonsan tape doctor Atachia, jilted fetish priest cuts off ex-girlfriend's arm. The New Crusading Guide, NPP aspirants ballot draw, Bawumia picks number 2. Cocoa Board schools Mahama on cocoa price calculation. Abu Zain Ahmed with doctorate awards. Investors must adjust to norms, traditions of resource host communities. Sir Boardman. I'll win November 4 MPP presidential primary. Free Akoto. Brainsfield CEO supports Ghanaian Municipal Assembly. The Insight. Elections 2024. Easy to create 25 new constituencies. Adan communities blast President Nana Akufo-Addo over Songo Salt concession. How Ghana surrendered its independence to the US. And Russia says it expects long war in Ukraine. The Daily Statesman. Cocoa Board CEO schools Mahama on parameters of cocoa pricing. Kennedy 1, Bawumia 2 on NPP ballot. Analysts vouch for Dampare's integrity. AMA launches 125th anniversary. Free Akoto, I'll win NPP presidential nomination. Business Finder, cocoa price, NPP, farmers paid 70.03% of $2,600 FOB. NDC, farmers paid 61.71% of $2,950 FOB. Which is which? Adhere to high ethical standards. Governor tells banks and financial institutions. Daily Post. NDC appeals to ECOWAS to call Jean Mensah to order. Ablakwa slams Reverend Professor Mate for silence on National Cathedral project scandals. Kenejepon picks number 1. Bawumia picks 2 on ballot for MPP flag bearer polls. Food for thought. There's no power higher than the power of the people. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan. And that's about it for the front pages. We'll be back shortly.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola.
For all your refreshing moments.
Angel Cola.
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola.
Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you.
Enjoyment Cola.
Angel Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation, to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Black Star Press Limited. Grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts, and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
ECG is now cashless. My studio lights are always on. I never run out of power. With the ECG Power app, I'm able to report an issue, check my credit, buy power, all in real time whenever I need to. I don't worry if ECG vendors are closed. In the comfort of wherever I may be, I still keep my lights on thanks to the ECG Power app. You can simply use mobile money wallets, Visa or MasterCard. It does not attract e-levy. With the ECG Power app, you are totally covered. To download, go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. You don't have a smartphone? Don't worry. No internet? Don't worry. No data? Do not worry. Just dial *226#. This is what I call convenience in your hands. ECG Power app. A yes, simple pa.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatment, like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness, so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, two friends I haven't seen in a while. Okay, so one is a member of parliament for the Secondary constituency. Of course, is running for parliament again, and he's a deputy minister of energy, Andrew Kofi Ejapa Mesa. Good morning, Bobo.
Morning, my brother. It's been a while.
Yes.
Good morning to my friend, co-panelist, of course, I cherished.
Yes. National Communications Officer. Right. National Comms Officer of the NDC, Sami Jemfi. And both of them are legal practitioners. Sami, good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
It appears to me that your chair is a bit too high.
Yeah, I think
they would have to.
Technical guy.
They want to add your. They want to add your height.
Okay.
How have you been?
We're managing.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I
see.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that maybe Bubu had given you some.
No, not at all.
That you were executing.
Not at all. Not at all.
But what is it?
Not too bad.
Look, so the stadium, what's happening there? The new Esikado Stadium.
Okay, so
there's Jendu Park.
Yes, there's Jendu Park and there's the
Esipon Stadium,
which happens to be in the Esikado Ketanu constituency.
Okay.
Even though it's in Second D.
And Jendu is where?
Jendu is in Second D.
Okay.
I've always said that even the decision to move it to Esipon itself, right from the very beginning, maybe was not the best I've done. Because if it was right in the center of the city, people seeing it on a day-by-day basis, probably just like Accra Sports Stadium and Kumasi, is maybe a little bit more attention, could have been paid to it in terms of priority. Where it's sitting And of course, because both major teams in the region, in the metropolis, YS and Hazakis, are following in lower divisions.
Yeah.
That in itself has
they're both in Division 2.
Yeah.
Not even Division 1.
Not even Division 1.
Whoa.
It's contributing to the lack of attention. But of course, it took a lot of resources to put it up in the first place. For several years, it's been abandoned. I know that when we came into government, there's been some attempt to do some work there. Some phase started, but of course, it was not far-reaching. So it is not in the best of shapes. When I attended a funeral there not too long ago for my colleague Atupanfo, I was really saddened that we left this edifice, which cost us huge sums of money, to the state. Now, Edge, the Ministry of Sports, of course, the Finance Ministry, to see what it is that can be done to ensure that the stadium is brought back to its former glory, if you like, by way of fixing the infrastructure there and making sure that it serves the purpose. I see, Randy, it goes really to our maintenance culture as a people. If successive governments had even attempted to, keep it in shape by way of fixing broken pieces as and when they get broken, fixing toilets when they get damaged, applying the paint where some, defacing happens. I'm not sure that would have gotten to the state that it is in today, and it's really sad. We ought to do better than we do with our national assets. I hope that we can find the resources to put it up into good shape.
So there's a problem, and there's a question I always ask. My little understanding of the situation, especially when you raise the issue of maintenance culture, is that we look for money to put up these edifices. For even a SIPON, I know that we didn't fully complete. I mean, we were able to meet the requirements for the tournament, but there were many outstanding works that were not done. But you realize that in this country, we go look for the money, normally loans, but we do not make provision for maintenance. So we would have the edifice, we will commission it. In subsequent years, you would see the budget and the allocations to the entities that are managing these edifices, and you do not see any provision which is being made for the maintenance of these facilities. It's as if once the facilities are done,
they will take care of themselves.
They will take care of themselves.
That's really the point that I was making, and I think that if you know the quantum of resources that you get, it probably may be the reason why you tend to see an attempt to postpone. Until such time that it becomes inevitable that you really ought to find some resources to do. But I think that in itself ought to change, because cost, is always increasing, and if you do not look to maintain, to, if you like, increase the lifespan of the asset, then it will cost you more. If you applied, you waited for it to deteriorate, as opposed to putting something aside every year to keep it in shape. And so we need to try, as much as possible to realign our budgeting structure to ensure that we make provision for maintenance of our infrastructure. It's not only football stadia. Almost all our national institutions are left in that state, and it's really not the best.
Anyway, okay. Well, so as for Sami, his area has about 5 Premier League teams. So they're enjoying Premier League football all the time. He has Nana Domaini.
He's doing great.
In a while.
He's doing great.
Right. Okay, so imagine getting rewarded for something that you already do every single day. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what Momo Season is all about. Momo Season from MTN. Momo Season. Momo Season. There's something for everyone. Download the Momo app on Play Store, App Store, and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant, either through the QR code or merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 cedis weekly and other amazing prizes. Merchants are also not left out of the reward. Receive payments and win. Keep using your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. There are lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone. So what are we doing today? Transact more with Momo Pay, earn more points, and win big this Momo season. You can also visit Momo Merchant Application.mtn.com.gh. Momo Merchant Application, one word. .mtn.com.gh for your Momo for Business account today. It's Momo season, so just Momo it with Momo Pay. Terms and conditions apply. And I keep talking to you about the portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators. These are simple to use, self-supported elevators for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. And so do not let aging and physical infirmity stand your way in enjoying your mansions, homes, and offices, especially when it's become challenging using the stairway. Now, the original of the PVs comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility to choose from. And you may call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home or office. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days with modification to your building. Visit Lift and Elevators Ghana at Sakumano for your solutions and free consultations. Call Lift and Elevators now on 0200-535-515 or email at elevatorsgh@gmail.com. And if you need to secure your future with education, and I believe you need to do that, and you also need to boost your career with some prestigious academic qualifications, kindly contact the Accra Business School. And with the prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST, you can choose from Human Resource Management, Communication, International Marketing, International Relations, Public Affairs, or IT Management. In just 12 months, the MBA can be yours. Dive into the BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business Management endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. The Accra Business School offers flexible entry payment and learning options convenient to you. It's time to unlock your potential and take position. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or call the Accra Business School on 0263 888 555 or 0263 888 666 or visit the Accra Business School on the Spintex Road at the Christ Square. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today. And what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember who's got a molar? Got a power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on their website, www.gameparkgames.com, or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some mola. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more mola, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. All right. So, Sammy, before we get to the cocoa war, I'm sure I need to get a cocoa drink this morning. Annie, please make sure I get something to The Electoral Commission and the limited registration exercise. It started with the other parties at IPAC holding a presser to say that, look, the EC held a meeting with us at IPAC. They informed us about this limited registration exercise. They gave us the modalities. We disagreed with them. We told them that it was not appropriate. From 2012, similar exercises have been done at a minimum of 6,000 centers, so electoral areas. We didn't see why it should be done in less than 300. They said they were going to come back to us. The next thing we heard was that they had announced it. We didn't think that that was an act in good faith. Okay. Then your party also raised issues. You are not part of IPAC, so you also raised issues with this issue. I heard a Gosuma is a tape that we play. Many other people in the society have also raised issues with it. Now, the NDC, your party, and other parties filed a suit at the court. And we've been told about how you didn't get a return date until a post by the former and a text from a registrar saying that you now have a date and all that. Along the line, we also got this report that a private citizen had also secured an injunction and served same on the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission went ahead with the exercise, which started on Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday, yes. Yesterday was also following the news where the lawyers for this individual say that they've filed a contempt application and they're having difficulty serving the EC. The EC is not giving them access. They even claim that some bailies were jostled and all that. And people have also raised the precedent set by the EC in the NDC internal presidential primary, where Dr. Dufour filed an injunction, and on the basis of the injunction having been served, the EC itself issued a statement and wrote to your party and informed you that in as far as they are aware of this injunction, they will not be able to go ahead with your primary until the issues have been sorted out. And people are wondering why the EC would not follow the precedent it has set for itself and whether it is a law unto itself. Meanwhile, the exercise is ongoing. We've heard varied reports about what is actually going on. What's happening? And what are you guys going to do? I even forgot that your chairman, I was going to say General Secretary, your chairman, Mr. Sedun Ketia, also held a presser.
Well, very good morning to my brother and our cherished viewers across the world. What the EC is doing is deliberate. It is an agenda that has been hashed by the EC in collaboration with the NPP.
MPP?
Yes. To suppress votes and to manipulate the processes leading to the 2024 elections in favor of the incumbent MPP. What they are doing simply doesn't make sense. What they are doing violates their own laws and the supreme law of this country. What they are doing has no reasonable or sensible justification. It has no commonsensical justification. The only reason why they are doing it is to further their agenda of rigging the processes leading to the 2024 elections in favor of the MPP through voter suppression and gerrymandering. But Doc, they will fail. In fact, they are already failing, and they will even fail more because we are ready for them. And we are matching them boot for boot in all their 268 centers. We are vigilant. We are monitoring the process keenly. We have our officers and agents across or in all these district offices. And so the evil plot they have hatched will fail. And I want to make this point very forcefully, make this point very clearly, even before we go into the issues. Look, there is no reasonable basis or justification for the EC to say that it is limiting this year's limited voter registration to its 268 district offices. No justification. I've heard the deputy chairperson, Bosman Asare, say on some media networks that they are doing this to control the presence or to check the presence of foreigners on the register. Oh yes, he said that on TV3, that the reason why they've restricted the exercise to their district offices is to prevent foreigners from abusing the guarantor system. So you ask yourself, what is going through the brains of these people? You see, they are trying to contrive as non-existent excuses and justifications for what they are doing. That is why they are giving these warped justifications for the lawlessness they are displaying. how will the restriction of this process to the EC office prevent foreigners from registration? How? How? Because if you do the exercise at the electoral area level on a decentralized basis, the process will still be manned by EC officers, trained, recruited, and paid by the EC. So, where is the difference? Then I heard him say, oh, we are doing this because the right to vote is not compulsory. Oh, really? He forgets that the Electoral Commission is enjoined by the supreme law of the land, specifically by Article 45 of the 1992 Constitution, to undertake programs to expand voter registration. That is what the Constitution says. If you look at the functions of the EC, Article 45E, it says the Electoral Commission shall undertake programs to expand voter registration. So we know that the right to vote is not compulsory, but you have a duty to expand access to voter registration. And so if in 2019 we had limited registration in Ghana, and you were sensible enough to do the limited registration upon being sued by a citizen of the country, Ayuba Umar, because in 2019 too, they announced that they were going to restrict the process to their district offices. Look, you remember. And Umar Ayuba sued them in the Supreme Court. Even before the matter could be heard, the EC now got their senses back and decided to do the limited registration at 1,500 centers in 2019. I'm not talking about the mass registration they did in 2020. Limited registration, 1,500 centers. When they were targeting a lower number. So what has changed? That the commission, which is enjoined to expand access to voter registration by the Constitution, all of a sudden say, we are not going to do it at 1,500 centers or even more, but we are reducing the number to 268 when the target of persons they are seeking to register is even higher. And you know why it is higher? It is higher because of their own lawlessness again. Because by law, they are supposed to revise the register every year. You revise the register by registering those who have turned 18 and by deleting those who have died from the register. That's the meaning of the revision of the register. And Regulation 30 of the law, the EC's own law governing voter registration, CI 91, says that the EC shall, is mandatory, shall revise the register annually. In 2021, this lawless EC, without any reasonable excuse, did not revise the register. In 2022, same. So that has created a huge backlog of close to 3 million people who have turned 18 and above and yet have not been registered. And Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution says every citizen of Ghana 18 years and above and of a sound mind is entitled to be registered. You didn't register them in 2021 and 2022 in flagrant disregard of the law. And now that you want to register them, you are saying that you are reducing the registration centers you used in 2019 from 1,500 to 268. Where is the common sense in this? When you are enjoined to expand voter registration. And then they said, oh, you listen to our friends at the MPP speak. And they say, oh, the EC has a discretion. They decide where to register people. If they think that they can register them at the district offices, what's the big deal? I said, really? Article 45A, which gives the EC the function of registering for voters, says that they must do the registration in accordance with law. And the law that governs registration spells out the places, the centers, the consideration that must go into the choice of registration centers. We have laws on that. And that is Regulation 2, Sub-Regulation 2B of CI 91. And it says that in designating a place as a registration center, the EC must look at two things. Number one, the suitability of that place to serve as a polling station on election day. And number two, the accessibility of that place to prospective registrants. Look, the restriction of the process to the EC district offices sins against these two legal requirements because the EC district offices are not suitable for polling stations on election day. They've never been used as polling stations, and they will never be used as polling stations, because polling stations are demarcated within the localities, the communities where people live. They are not also accessible, because for many parts of this country, for many districts, the district capital is far away from many communities. And persons who have turned 18, 19, 20, who this exercise is targeting to register, will have to travel long distances before they get to the district capital. Some will have to travel 100 kilometers, 80 kilometers, 60 kilometers, 120 kilometers at exorbitant transport fares. 100 Ghana cedis, 120 Ghana cedis. You are talking about people who are jobless. People. 120 kilometers like from here to Kiko. I'm telling you. Have you gone to Bali before?
Between Bali and Bamboy is over 100 kilometers.
Oh. Have you gone to Bali before?
No, I haven't.
So maybe you
should accompany me.
You think that Ghana is not
she was like Neiman.
Ghana is secondary. So these are rare challenges.
Between Bali and
For some constituencies, you have to even sit in a pontoon and cross water bodies before you get to the district capital.
No, true. Yes.
At a huge expense. People don't have jobs. They can't even afford 1 square meal a day. And the EC, which is supposed to expand registration by making it easy, making the process accessible, says that it's not compulsory. You can choose to. Can't you? Do you need to be a soothsayer to know that these people have an ulterior motive? They have a sinister agenda. Why will you do 1,500 centers in the 2019 and all of a sudden you are doing 2,268? When you have no justification, cost is not a justification, because you have not requested for funds and the government or parliament has refused to give you funds.
So 2021, we did not do a limited restriction.
No.
We didn't do it in
Against the
2022.
law. We didn't.
So this is the third year.
This is the third year.
And we decided to do a less than 300.
And less than, when we have created a huge backlog, far bigger than what existed in 2019 when we decentralized the exercise to 1,500 centers. That's what I'm saying. So clearly there is an ulterior motive, and it is against their own law. Regulation 22B is there. Article 45B is there. And then they say that, it is not compulsory. So the Electoral Management Body is not interested in facilitating access for prospective registrants to register. Money cannot be the justification. You know that after doing limited registration in 2019 at a huge cost, they did new registration for all of us in 2020. And all the equipment they procured with millions of taxpayers' money are still there, sitting in their warehouses. So you have equipment for more than 20,000 centers. The logistics are there. You can get the personnel. Those you use in 2020 are there. Money is not the excuse, because you are the most resource easy. Every amount of money you have requested for, you've been given. So why are they doing this? They are doing this because of 3 reasons. Number 1, voter suppression. If we limited the process to our district offices, the opposition parties don't have money to transport their supporters to our district offices, because that is capital intensive. In places like Poo East, Boko, and capital intensive. Transporting people from all these areas. And some of these people, they don't even have the Ghana card or the passport. So Doc, you don't even have to transport them alone. You have to transport guarantors in addition. So if the transportation fare is 100 or 120 cedis for that potential registrant, he needs to get 2 guarantors and pay the same transportation fare for them. How many people in this Akufo-Addo Ghana, where we are all confronted with excruciating hardships, can pay these huge sums of money? And when you come to the district office, as we are seeing in the last 2-3 days, you come and they tell you the network is down, the lights are off, our equipment is faulty, and because of that, the person who traveled 100 kilometers, 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers, paid transportation fare of 80, 100 Ghana cedis, will have to go back and come back later at another cost. Either than that, you have to sleep at the EC office just to register for a voter ID card to exercise your franchise in 2024 and in other public elections. Why? Is the EC putting these unreasonable impediments in the way of voters? Why are they doing this unconscionable, unthinkable thing?
You decided to seek refuge.
So what they are doing is that the opposition parties cannot get money to transport their people. But the ruling party, they have the largesse of the state. After all, their deputy general secretary, Nanobi Bwine, told us that when they were going to Cape Coast for their national party conference, the Jubilee House gave them 5 million Ghana cedis. That is what they do. They take taxpayers' money meant for the state for party activities. So because they have the largesse of the state, they can get money to register their people.
Before. So
then
all these things.
So they will have an upper hand. Okay, let's do it at our district offices so that there can be gerrymandering. The NDC has 137 seats, and some of these seats they won marginally. If we do it at the electoral area level, the NDC will have agents for those centers who reside in those communities. So if we bus people, we bring people from our stronghold, say Ashanti region, to those areas, they will catch them and say, no, you don't reside here, you can't register here, like the practice is in all limited registration exercise. So let's do it at the district office. You can't get any agent who knows all the people who live in his or her district. So once it is at the district level, we can do gerrymandering by bringing people from Bantama, Subi, Asokwa, to marginal constituencies that the NDC has won. And then they come and say, we live in the district. You can't challenge them because after all, you don't know all the people who live there, so that they can rig the process. But we are ahead of them, and we are telling them that they will fail. In fact, they have already failed. But you know this, what is sad, Doc? What is sad and shocking is the mistreatment, the unfair treatment we have suffered in the hands of the Supreme Court. I'm ashamed to belong to the legal fraternity.
The judiciary or the Supreme Court?
The Supreme Court.
Okay.
Because the High Court has done its work. I'm talking specifically about the Supreme Court. I mean, what is the practice in Ghana? The practice in Ghana is that when you file an action in the Supreme Court, you are given a return date, a date for the hearing of that matter. That date is not given to you by the Chief Justice. For God's sake, it is given to you by the registrar. That is why he's called registrar. That is his work. He checks his calendar, looks at the cases before the court, and gives you a vacant date as a hearing date. Now, for the first time in the history of this country, we are told by our lawyers that the registrar of the Supreme Court says he can't give us a hearing date for our injunction application against the EC because the Chief Justice says she must give the date herself, and that the Chief Justice has traveled. My goodness.
That's what the registrar
That is what the registrar told our lawyers. And I dare him to deny that. That is what he said. So we were not given a return date. This is unheard of. Because in the history of this country, is the Chief Justice now the registrar of the Supreme Court? That today the Chief Justice will have to be given hearing dates herself. Let's even grant them that this novelty is even right. Let's even grant them that. Are you saying that if the Chief Justice has now taken upon herself this responsibility of fixing hearing dates, she alone can do that, and that if she is sick, if she is indisposed, if she is out of the jurisdiction, then the administration of justice in our apex court must come to a standstill. Nobody can be delegated to act in her absence. When we know from time immemorial that in the absence of the Chief Justice, the senior most judge of the Supreme Court acts, or any person the CJ deems fit to delegate acts. No delegation, we are told that you must wait for the CJ to come. Then the CJ comes, we don't even get a date. President Mahama makes a tweet, then all of a sudden we are sent a text message from the registry of the court that your matter will be heard on 17th October 2023, 14 days after the limited registration exercise that we say is illegal, that we are seeking to injunct, would have long ended. Clearly overreaching us and rendering the action moot. And you have people justifying this. And when President Mahama talks about imbalances in the judiciary, the unfairness of the judiciary, people don't understand. You have people like President Akufo-Addo say that they've not heard some before. Well, look, we will not take moral lessons from the bottle. Because the last person who should be lecturing us on criticism of the judiciary is President Akufo-Addo. He didn't just criticize the judiciary in times past. He even boycotted the judiciary. And you know why he boycotted the judiciary? Because the Supreme Court, or a court of competent jurisdiction in Ghana, found a lawyer, Kwamna Mensah Bonsu, guilty for contempt and sentenced him to imprisonment at Nsawam. So Akufo-Addo and the Greater Accra Bar Association at the time, the Thai Bar Association, boycotted the judiciary. He, the very person who described a Supreme Court decision in the Chachu-Chikata versus the Republic case, when the ordinary bench of the Supreme Court declared the First Strike High Court as unconstitutional, he described the decision as perverse and a product of artificial scholarship. He and his family members like Gabriel Chedako, who in times past have attacked the integrity of the Supreme Court, they are now coming to tell us that now all of a sudden, because they are in power, the Supreme Court is above reproach, the judiciary is above criticism, they are above public scrutiny. And they, the Supreme Court, the judiciary of this country, who are administering justice for and on our behalf, we cannot criticize them. They should tell that to the Marines.
So where do you go
So
from
look, what is happening clearly is that no citizen of this, I have lost confidence in the judiciary, especially the Supreme Court. Especially the Supreme Court, and I must say that. Because nobody can be sure of getting justice or equal treatment. In the e-levy matter, you saw the alacrity with which they dealt with Justice Abdullah's, application, challenging, the approval of the e-levy by the majority because they didn't have quorum. They dealt with it with alacrity. When we went, NDC MPs also went to that same court, challenging the decision to approve it on grounds of lack of quorum. Till date, they have not called the matter. That is the Supreme Court we are talking about. They have not even called the matter. Okay. So, President Mahama is 100% right. All citizens who are not happy with unfair treatment of, opposing forces in this country, the opposition and other. What we are going to do, yes. We are like Azuma Nelson. We are going into the match with our own referee in our pockets. Okay. They think they are ahead of us. We are ahead of them. Okay. And I'm telling you already. Yes, we are having, the process is very slow in many places because of network challenges, because of the rains, because of faulty machines, because the EC itself was not ready for this exercise. Averagely, they are registering 50 to 80 people per day. And at this rate, they will not have been able to register even 500 or 600,000 people by the time they end this exercise, when their own target is about 1.4 million. But we are ready that we will police the system, match them boot for boot, make sure they don't get their way with their gerrymandering agenda by passing people from one constituency to the other. And make sure that we will sacrifice, if we have to even sell our clothes, go for loans to transport eligible Ghanaians who desire to register but cannot afford the exorbitant transportation first. We will sell our clothes and our belongings to do that and make sure that they do not get away with their voter suppression and gerrymandering agenda. Okay. If we get the opportunity, we will go into the details of this judiciary matter, because the unfairness is just too much. So, and I think that this system of wait for the Chief Justice to come and set hearing this is shameful. It cannot happen in any civilized or any serious country. And this Chief Justice must stop that practice immediately. Okay. It is not in the interest of justice.
Yes. It's surprising, you see. I have my own issues with the Electoral Commission and how they're going about this entire exercise.
You do?
Oh yeah, of course. Because clearly, limited registration exercises are not new. Yeah. Consistently over the past 32 years, we've had limited registration exercises. At every point where we are getting ready to do the district level election in Ghana. And this year's exercise clearly is intended to capture people who have attained 18 and who may be desirous of voting in the December district level elections. And so the EC conducting a limited registration exercise, just like they did in 2019, in 2014, in 2012, I believe. It's in order. And of course, in election years, they do mass registration exercises to afford a lot more people an opportunity to participate in the general election. Because obviously, if you look at the turnout as between local level elections and general elections, Clearly, the general election has much more participation than the district level election. And I would have thought that, yes, just like they did in 2019, where they held the the registration in their district offices, and also provided an avenue for hard to reach communities, okay, with some facilities to enable them register. That should have been what they should have done in 2024, so that all these ugly noises really is quelled. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's not written on anybody's face whether it's MPP or NDC. And until the person enters the ballot box, you really cannot tell which party that person is going to vote for. And so to suggest that this exercise is intended to be an agenda between the EC and the NPP to suppress votes, as far as I'm concerned, is really neither here nor there, because there's absolutely no basis in making that assertion. Okay, but yes, I agree with Samiji Ifi to the extent that EC ought to provide an avenue for a lot more people to register and get their names on the voter roll. And so if the EC has started the exercise, nothing stops them from expanding it further to ensure that the island communities and locations that are difficult to reach, they make provision for those people to register as well. Because then, you know, all this talk about people being in bed with political parties is done away with. It doesn't help our democracy in any way. And I know for a fact that the MPP is not in bed with the EC. Indeed, the IPAC meeting that the political parties objected to the routes that the EC intended to take had MPP representation there. And the MPP voiced its objection to, just like the other parties who attended, with respect to the limitation to... What's your problem?
I'm shocked today.
You are shocked?
Enjoy him.
Oh, why? Of course, I spoke on... Enjoy him. I spoke on TV3 on Monday, and I said that, look...
Impressive.
Of course.
Objective.
If you look at
ignore him.
Limited registration,
ignore him and address the
I can't praise my senior brother again.
Clearly,
yes.
District. Look, for my constituency.
Yes.
Okay. There's absolutely no basis for EC to have more than one center, because it's a small constituency.
Okay.
And so having the registration at the district office of the EC, yes, it's very urban. But I appreciate that in some communities which are island, who have to travel on boats, canoes and all that to get to district headquarters to go and register, it may create problems for them. And so the EC, and of course, in 2019, they applied the same principle by expanding the scope to capture those people. So why can't you do the same in 2024, so that we can do away with all these distractions that our friends in the NDC are seeking to propagate? You see, the attack on the judiciary, really, you and I are lawyers. And sitting here, I've been racking my mind to see at what point during legal vacations that the Supreme Court has sat. Of course, there are vacation judges who sit at the High Court and the district courts and, of course, the circuit courts. But this is an application that was made to the Supreme Court, no?
Yes.
And Supreme Court ordinarily do not sit during legal vacation.
No, they sit.
So tell me an instance where the Supreme Court has sat during legal vacation between end of July and October. I've been thinking through to see an instance where the Supreme Court has sat during that period. But conveniently, in all the arguments that they make, bastardizing the judiciary and the Supreme Court, they fail to inform Ghanaians that yes, we recognize that this period that we are in is a legal vacation where all the judges are away. And that regular court session of the Supreme Court will commence in October. Yet they sit here. I was watching him when he was bashing the court to see whether he would be honest to even admit that, look, granted that this period being a legal vacation, the court should afford us an opportunity or the Supreme or the Chief Justice should afford us some room by recalling all the judges, or at least some of them, wherever they are, to come and hear this matter arising out of the agency. Then you'll be seen to be fair, regardless of the circumstances that we find ourselves in. Okay? But the truth of the matter is that it's legal vacation. And if the court registrar is unable to provide you with a return date, clearly he ought to seek direction as to when the court can be made available so that they can fix a date for the hearing. It's unfortunate that the timing that was given to you, happens to be after the registration. And like I said, I agree that the EC should afford some room for people who are affected by long distances, islands, remote communities. Because I was reading a press statement that the chairperson of EC issued in 2019, where she admitted that, look, we're going to do limited registration between June 7 and 27, 2019, district offices of EC, but recognizing the difficulty that some communities have, they were going to make special arrangements for those people to register. I think that that is a fair argument to make, and I will urge the EC that it's not late, see what it is that, what accommodations that can be made to ensure that we get these mistrust issues behind us. Because as far as I'm concerned, 2024, we'll get there. Okay, and we'll see. After all, we have had somebody who has been president of this country before seeking a new mandate. And we have, hopefully, the vice president win in November 4th and compare the two and allow Ghanaians to take a decision in 2024. And nobody is afraid of you guys. You can make all the noise that you want. But the Ghanaian people would determine, as between the two candidates, who is better placed to manage their affairs beyond 2024. And we'll get there when we get there, okay? But question of somebody playing tricks with EC and all that is really red herring. That can be avoided if the EC affords the opportunity for island communities and other hard to reach locations to enable them register.
Well, you are. I can conveniently call you a senior lawyer. I'm sure that you qualify to go even on appeal court. Appeal court now.
Court of Appeal.
Yes.
Supreme Court.
You even qualify.
Yes.
Good. Now, this from a non-lawyer's point of view, the issue you raised about legal vacation and the vacation judges at the lower courts. I went before one.
Yes.
Justice Abodapi, High Court. During vacation, yeah. Now, I'm wondering, if during the legal vacation there is a matter that can only be heard at the Supreme Court, and it has time implications, is it to suggest that because of the legal vacation, justice cannot be served?
Not at all. But I'm saying that every individual judge during vacation have their own individual plans.
Yes.
And so even if you have to assemble them, it would make sense for the registrar not to give you a date to confer and get back to you as to whether they are able to assemble a panel during the vacation to hear the matter or not. So it is not unusual, as is being suggested, for the registrar to say, look, I cannot give you a date today, I will get back to you, because of the timing that we find ourselves in. Ordinarily, if it was a regular court session, it's the registrar that gives a date, because all the panel, the Supreme Court is supposed to be present and can give you a date at any time during the course of the legal year. But if it's legal vacation, it would seem to me that it will make sense for the registrar to say that because of the vacation period, I cannot give you a date now. I need to do some conferring before I get back to you with a date. And it cannot be that because one individual tweeted, that is what generated that response from the registrar of the Supreme Court. I fail to see how that can happen. Reasonably, it's a legal vacation. Judges probably may have traveled, I don't know, and it's possible that most of them, because they don't have any opportunity during the course of the year, even though there are breaks, during the Christmas period and the Easter period, people want to take a break from, hard, the year's work and may have left the jurisdiction, and so it was important for the registrar to confer to see whether it's possible to get a date to enable them assemble and meet, or that it has to be in October. And I believe that the time that was given them clearly suggests that they were able to empanel a bench to hear the matter during this period.
Right. No, so let me just hold on.
Just 1 minute.
Just hold on. So MTN wants me to inform all the valued customers that kindly be informed that the technical challenges experienced with our voice and data services on the 13th of September 2023 have been resolved. We appreciate your patience and understanding. Thank you. This is from MTN to all the valued customers.
No.
Sammy, let's take a break.
Just 1 minute.
Let's take a break.
So that when we come, we'll go to a new topic. Just give me 1 minute. You see, Bobo has been very objective on the part of the issue that deals with the issue. So I'll be very charitable on the clear, falsehood he has peddled relative to the issue of legal vacation.
Falsehood.
Because he's not been in practice for a long time. So maybe he has forgotten. So as his junior at the bar, let me remind you, if you have a short memory. Because he challenged me to give him one instance when the Supreme Court sat and heard a matter during legal vacation. Okay, Doc. In 2012, the EC decided to create 45 constituencies, new constituencies. A gentleman called Ransford France went to the Supreme Court, filed a writ on the 17th of September 2012 during the legal vacation to challenge it. 2 days after, the Supreme Court, which was on vacation, that is on the 19th of September, appointed a sole judge, Justice Julius Ansan, during the legal vacation to hear the injunction. And by the 4th of October, a full panel was put in place to hear the substantive matter. So if you need evidence of when the Supreme Court sat on a matter during legal vacation, this is your evidence. And this should show you the unfairness.
I'm sure that the constitutional nature of the issue is what made the Supreme Court.
Exactly, the importance of the matter. But in any case, why do we have legal vacation? The legal vacation is for the entire judiciary. So, and the most important court, the apex court, the highest court is the Supreme Court. So why will you say that during legal vacation, we should have vacation judges in lower courts, but in the apex courts, we can't have vacation judges? That simply doesn't make sense.
Practice over the years.
You asked for evidence. I've given it to you.
No, I don't have a difficulty. I mean, I don't recall.
So do you retract the point you make? Just retract.
There's no issue.
We'll be back shortly.
So when I
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Are you ready, amazing JGC ladies? The Edge Faculty and ACE1 presents Women in Strategic Leadership Retreat. Do you want to experience 3 days of intense, intimate...
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
My name is John, and this is my long-time crush, my cookie dipped in strawberry yogurt. On this scorching hot afternoon on our way back from a long job hunt, we met this good Samaritan who offered us
6 weeks later.
Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction. Takrani. Number 9 Market.
And tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions.
Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
Masanabo, Masanaba. They say, you see, you call cashless. They get cashless here. You say, you can be a office. You see, the power up back. And also, another you'll be beer. Set up auto credit. Set up auto credit and do what you should. So, what problem be a person used for everything? He answer over power up. So, and one on the two assembly up the copy. So, only smartphone and money now. And there's only data and so on. And it's new will be. And one said, who bring your young phone? Oh, sorry. Who bring your phone? No one direct *226# You are through there. You see the power up, no? Mobile money, Visa card, Mastercard, a BHP, you let me see. You see the power up. I want to show a down some. It's simple.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, I have the Honorable Japa Mesa and Sami Jimfi. And the Makers Electronics Company Limited is still giving you up to 67% discount on selected electronic appliances from brands such as Samsung, LG Moved, NASCO, TCL Media, and Toshiba. And these appliances are top quality and are affordable with 2 years manufacturer defect warranty. So visit the showrooms of the Makers Electronics Company Limited at Taifa Burkina Highway, Amasaman Zongo Junction, Oyari Fatem and Boga Junction, Kaswa New Market, Ashaman Valco Flat, Kumasi Ahinima Kokobin, Takrade Kuma number 9 Market. You can also reach the Makers Electronics Company Limited on 055-222-2253 or 055-222-2254. The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics. Terms and conditions apply. And if you're thinking printing, Black Star Press Limited is the latest printing press facility in Ghana with the state-of-the-art equipment to help you grow your business. We help you invent the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with your works. Black Star Press is the printing press you need to get all your unique jobs done on time with perfection. Black Star Press is associated with the Lionhead Group of companies with a worldwide reputation for quality printing. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for your orders. And this is the part I love. It says at Black Star Press Limited, we print everything printable except money. All right. Okay. So, Bobo, what's this whole cocoa war about?
And it's surprising.
Yes.
Such that now people are raising issue about the liquidity and losses of cocoa board. As if to say that affects the price that has been indicated for the 2023-24 cocoa season. I mean, there's a lot of red herring that has been thrown out there, and I must confess, I did not have time to listen to the NDC stakeholder engagement that they held in the, what region was it? Ahafo region. But I had some snippets on the news yesterday evening, and some engagement between my good friend Sami Jemfi and Fifi Boafo
of Cocoa
Board on Top Story, right? On Joy News yesterday, and I've been asking myself, really, what are the issues? What are the principles that inform petroleum? I mean,
you're infected by your ministry.
I'm infected by the Ministry of Energy. Cocoa pricing in Ghana.
Yes.
Because if you strip all the, chaff and get to the real meat, is it the case that indeed 70% increase on the price of cocoa has occasioned, as between last year's cocoa season and this year? Is it not a matter of fact? Is it the case that we sell forward pricing as opposed to spot? And if we agree that consistently over the years, the policy that has informed our cocoa pricing is that we sell forward, such that the cocoa for this 2023-2024 season was actually sold last year, then really, what are the issues? Okay, unless of course anybody disagrees with those principles. I really fail to see what the argument really is about, except that it's really back to the politicking. That our friends see that if the forward pricing for last year has yielded this significant increase, and thankfully the price of cocoa has peaked, if you like, to about 3,600 this year. What it means is that next year's cocoa price, okay, in an election year, would be significantly higher than what we are seeing this year. And so they need to throw in some spokes to try and create a semblance of government not being fair to cocoa farmers at this point. Okay, just for political points. But really, I fail to see how that is going to wash.
Right.
Okay, this morning coming in, I was reading a tweet that my friend Miracles Abuaji had tweeted, likening what the NDC is doing now to a man and his girlfriend whom he ceased dating 7 years ago. The new boyfriend has bought the ex-girlfriend a Mercedes Benz. The gentleman sees him and asks the lady who owns the car. She confirms it's mine and that my boyfriend bought it for me. And the ex-boyfriend is complaining that in this day and age where people are driving Lamborghinis and Bentleys, why would your boyfriend buy you a Mercedes Benz? When in fact, at the time that they were dating, she was taking trotro to visit the young man, and he then promising her that, don't mind your new boyfriend, leave her, but when I date you again, I'm going to buy you a Tesla. Look, the data is clear. Like I said, if the principles are established that Ghana sells forward pricing, then the talk about 3,600 being applied today is neither here nor there.
Okay.
Because that would not be consistent with the principle of our pricing policy for cocoa products since the time even before Mr. Mahama became president. And if you look at the data, the price increases demonstrates clearly that this year is the highest, apart from, I believe, in 2014, 2015. Okay, and even this is based on the CIF pricing. If you use the FOB pricing, as the Cocoa Board Chief Executive clearly showed in his open letter in response to Mr. Mahama's tweet, a 70.3% gross FOB price based on the 2,600 that was attained last year, okay, is the highest that has ever been paid to cocoa farmers. And that is something that we must commend. We ought not play politics with
when we say highest, what are we talking about?
In terms of percentage.
Percentage increase
Yes.
from a previous.
Precisely.
Okay.
Okay, in terms of dollar to CD, CD to CD, dollar to dollar is the highest.
That's 63.6.
Yes. Okay.
2023, 2024. I see 63.6 here.
Yeah, but if you look in the letter, okay, it goes further to explain that the producer price of 1,000 per bag is paltry. That's in response to Mr. Mahama. Okay, the current producer price is 1,821 per ton, which is 70.03 of the gross FOB of 2,606. Okay, so if you look at the gross FOB differential, that's 70.03% of how much is actually going to the cocoa farmer on the FOB price. But year-on-year increase is what is the 63.6%.
So which one do we use?
We can use both because either way, it's an increase over last year's price relative to this year. Okay, it's the 63.6. But if you look at the FOB, the quantum of the FOB that is going to the farmer, okay, is the 70.03%, which is far higher in terms of that share also.
So the point, just to understand, the point that you make is that if we look at the gross FOB,
yes,
the portion that goes to the farmer is 70 point something.
Precisely.
Okay, and that is the highest.
Yes, because during Mr. Mahama's time, the gross FOB that went to the farmer was 61.71.
Consistently?
No, that's the highest.
Okay,
that's the highest that they have generated, and we are doing 70.03. What it means is that the cocoa farmer is getting a higher share of how much government receives ever than what has pertained in the past. And clearly.
And if we look at the percentage change from the previous year to the current year, the 63.6 then is not the highest ever.
Yes. Of course, the 2014, 2015,
is the
percentage increase
65.1.
was 65.1.
Okay, so depending on which data you use.
Precisely.
Okay.
All
right. Okay.
And I fail to see how this will generate any controversy.
Maybe it's the accolades.
Say it again.
Maybe it's the accolades.
The cocoa farmers are excited about the increase in the price. They are jubilating. Indeed, when the president indicated the figures at TEPA on Saturday, I'm told that for 7 minutes they interjected his speech and sang in jubilation for what it is that had been done. And I think that we should put the matter to rest. But of course, within our political space, you would expect that people would like to put spokes in it and try and create a certain impression,
right,
which clearly is not supported by the facts. And like I said, unless of course we want to change the principles as and when it suits us. But if the principle is that Ghana sells a forward pricing or operates a forward pricing regime as opposed to spot pricing, okay, if we establish a principle that Ghana operates a 2-season cocoa cycle, the main crop and the minor crop, and that is the average of the 2 crop seasons, that then determines the weighted price that is consistently been applied over the years. Then there's really no dispute as regards what it is that the issue
Let me
is.
ask you a question. This data that we are dealing with, which comes with a gross FOB price, does it include the premium that our beans get? That it include the premium?
Yeah, it includes the premium.
It includes the premium.
It includes. Why doesn't it include the premium?
Hey, you're worsening their case, so don't say that it includes because they said it doesn't include.
Who says it doesn't
I'm just
include?
asking this question because the premium has not been a feature forever.
But
no, I'm just asking.
Are you
I
speaking
need
of
education.
the living income differential?
No. What I'm asking.
The premium that Ghana's cocoa gets.
Yes. What I'm asking is that apart from the price, so if we do forward sales, apart from the price, which is the world market price, when we do the forward sales, there is also a premium which is paid to Ghana and I think Cote d'Ivoire because of especially Ghana. In this case, let's look at Ghana because of the quality of the bean. So Ghana gets something extra than other countries. That's a premium. So I'm asking whether this FOB
I need to confirm
includes the
information
premium
that I have.
or it is minus the premium.
I need to confirm.
Yeah, because including the premium would then give us exactly what is coming to government. That's why I asked.
Very well. Let me confirm.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Let me come to something.
Doc, President Mahama a few days ago made a Facebook post in which he described the latest increment in the farm gate price of cocoa announced by President Akufo-Addo Atepa last Saturday as a rip-off. I believe it is that post and the commentary thereof that have generated this debate about the 2023-2024 farm gate price of cocoa announced by government. And Doug, I want to start this submission by repeating and emphasizing the gravamen of the point His Excellency John Dramani Mahama made in that post. That the announced farm gate price of 1,308 per bag of cocoa for the 2023-2024 cocoa season is a rip-off. In fact, in my view, it is naked thievery. Never in the history of this country has a government been so wicked and cruel to cocoa farmers. Now, for emphasis and for clarity, let me put on record that this year's farm gate price, as announced by government, 1,308, is not the highest year-on-year increment in the farm gate price of cocoa ever in this country. It is not. You see, President Akufo-Addo Atepa, when he was opening the cocoa season, said that it is the highest increase, the year-on-year increase from 800 Ghana cedis per bag for the last cocoa season, and this 1,308 for this current cocoa season, 2023-2024. According to President Akufo-Addo.
Before you continue, I'm told that no premiums have been paid since COVID.
Okay, let me make my point. So I was right in telling you that minus.
Yes, but
so
of
I was
course,
right. Yes.
I said to you that the information I had, I needed to
problem
confirm,
at all.
and I've
Not the
confirmed.
problem.
Just hold on a minute. Just hold on a minute. Let me clarify something, please. No, it's because the question I asked. Let me just clarify something. I just want a little clarification.
Yeah.
No premium has been paid to Ghana, or that Ghana has not.
And Cote d'Ivoire.
So we have not received any premium. Okay.
So Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire are demanding that the premium is restored.
Okay.
But that has not been done.
So the premium was suspended.
Yes.
In 2020.
Precisely.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So
Doc,
let me put it on record that contrary to what President Akufo-Addo said at TEPA, that this current or latest increment is the highest in West Africa in the last 65 years or so is a lie. The president peddled blatant falsehood. It is not even the highest increment in Ghana. Because as Ejapa Mensah himself has found out and has said on this show, in 2015, President Mahama increased the farm gate price by 65.1%. So this 63% cannot be the highest. That's number one. Number two, the 63% means nothing. This issue of percentages means nothing to the cocoa farmer. Because the percentage of increase can either be higher or lower depending on what it is based on. Doc, do you understand me? Because it is a percentage of something. So if the price per bag of cocoa was 800 Ghana and you increase it to 1,308, the percentage increase will be about 63%. It doesn't mean you have done well. It could mean that you were cheating the cocoa farmer by paying him 800 Ghana. And because that 800 Ghana is low, if you now increase it to 1,308, in percentage terms, it will be higher. But it doesn't mean you've done the cocoa farmer any favor. Doc, you get my point? Because it is a percentage of the 800 Ghana. And we have maintained that the 800 Ghana cedis the government was giving cocoa farmers as the farm gate price per bag of cocoa for last year was plain thievery. Do you know, Doc, that for 3 consecutive years, this is the first government in the history of Ghana, that for 3 consecutive cocoa seasons, 2019-2020, 2020-2021, 2021-2022, did not increase the farm gate price of cocoa by 1 cedi or 1 peso. They kept the price static for 3 consecutive cocoa seasons at 660 Ghana cedis. As though inflation was zero.
That's not true.
What was the farm gate price?
The data that I made reference to that you are using, it's all there.
Listen.
You have a copy.
Okay, let me give you.
Or you have it printed in your pack. It's right there.
Hold on. The farm gate price, look, this is very, very simple. For 2019,
505. Yes.
No increase.
Yes.
2021, 2022, 660.
Yes.
So
it's that's consecutive years.
2 consecutive years. Thanks for the correction.
So that was during the COVID era.
Listen.
Where the price had slumped.
2019, 2020, 515. 2020, 2021, 660. 2021.
That was 28%.
Can I? You see, when you were talking, I didn't help you, my brother.
I'm not heckling you.
2021, 2022, 660. So for 2 years, not an increase of even 1 cedi. Then you came to the next cocoa season, which is the last one, 2022-2023, and you increase it to 800 Ghana, an increase of 21.2%, correct?
Yes.
So if you kept the price static for 2 consecutive years, when we're having high inflation in this country, and increase it by just 21.2% to 800 Ghana, if you increase it, because the base is now small, in percentage terms, it will be bigger, but it means nothing. So the point I am making is that you have not done cocoa farmers any favor by increasing the price by 63.1%. Because for 2 consecutive years, the price was static. Again, that 63.1% is not unprecedented as the president put out. He lied. President Mahama's 65.1% in 2015 is the highest. Again, the FOB price that you say you have given the farmer this year, which is 70.5% according to President Akufo-Addo, and 70.3% according to the CEO of Cocoa Board, Bwain Edu, is a lie. And that is precisely the point John Mahama made. Why do I say it is a lie and that Mahama was right? Because the average international market price per ton of cocoa today, if you look at the last 3 months, the average is 3,600. It doesn't mean that the spot price today is 3,600, Doc. In fact, the spot price today per ton of cocoa on the international market is more than 3,800. But we are talking about the average from April, June, July, August, you are getting an average of about $3,600. And President Mahama says, for those who say they don't get the calculation, my sister Beatrice, this is a very simple, analysis. Doc, for those who say they don't get the calculation, let me just simplify it. When you hear a ton, we are talking about 16 bags of cocoa.
Yes.
So when the government says that on the international market, currently the average price is $3,600. The 3 months before the season was open on the 9th of September this year, it's $3,600. President Mahama says that $3,600 is what government will sell the cocoa per ton for on the international market. And when we are paid, we will be paid in dollars. But when we are going to purchase the cocoa from the cocoa farmer, we in cities. Interbank rates. Under this government, they'll be using exchange rates slightly lower than the interbank rate. But because we don't know the exchange rate they use, President Mahama used the interbank rate as at Friday, the 8th of September, 1 day before the season was opened at Tema by President Akufo-Addo. Atepa by President Akufo-Addo. And that interbank rate is 11 cedis 3 pesos, 11.03. So if this government is converting the per ton price of averagely $3,600 into cedis, you just have to multiply 3,600 by the exchange rate 11.03. You will get 39,708 cedis, almost 40,000 cedis per ton. So if you want to know the per bag price government is getting from the international market, you divide this 39,708, which is the per ton price in cedis, by 16. And you get the per bag price of 2,481 cedis, almost 2,500. Look, you understand? Simple arithmetics. So President Mahama says, if you are getting 2,500, about 2,500 cedis on the international market for every bag of cocoa, then you are shortchanging the cocoa farmer by giving him just 1,308, which in percentage terms is 52.7%, not 70.5%.
But the cocoa decided.
Oh, I will deal with
President Mahama on his calculation
what President Mahama said.
And say that because he's been president before,
he was yes, he knows better than they do. And that is why under his lead profit at Cocoa Board. Profit of 329 million cedis in 2014, profit of 152 million cedis in 2015. Why Edu knows next to nothing about cocoa. That is why for 6 consecutive years under his leadership, he together with the Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have collapsed Cocoa Board. They've made consecutive losses for 6 years. They all in the history of Cocoa Board that they've not made even a profit of 1 cedi in 6 years. So they have no credibility to even challenge President Mahama when we are talking about cocoa pricing. Now, the argument is that President Mahama is wrong. And that the international market price they use in fixing this new farm gate price of 1,308 is not $3,600. And that the $3,600 is for this year.
The spot price.
Yes. But it's even the average because now the spot price is 3,807. But that they sold this cocoa for 2023-2024 cocoa, since that way they are yet to purchase. They sold it last year.
Yeah, that will do for ourselves.
I was on Asempa retreating and defending the position of John Mahama when Buhari Edu, the CEO of Cocoa Board, called him. And he was emphatic. If he challenged me, I would produce a tape. That they sold all the cocoa for this season last year. And I said, you are lying. That can never be the case. So a day after, he writes an open letter to John Mahama. Then the shifting cultivation starts. Now he doesn't say that they sold all. Listen to the language. You are fully aware that Ghana cocoa beans is mostly sold forward. So now he changes from his position. He changes his position on Asempa that they sold all last year to say that mostly sold forward. Adjective abem. Then he says, this means that the 2023-2024 crop season was sold. Now he's emphatic again. See the confusion. Was sold. This means that the 2023-2024 crop was sold between October 2022 and March 2023 at international prices ranging between $2,200 per ton and $2,400 per ton. The international price of cocoa then began to increase. After he claimed he sold it between 2002 and 2004. The international market price, according to him, began to increase in April 2023. When a greater percentage of the 2023-2024 crop had already been sold. So he is now saying we only sold parts between October last year and March. Meaning that we still have parts of our cocoa for 2023-2024 cocoa season which has not been sold. Doc, you understand? This is his own statement. He says they sold parts from October to March. When on Asempa, he said they sold all. So I said, okay, let's see if their calculation makes sense. Because in this statement, he says, for the 2023-2024 season, the weighted average FOB achieved by cocoa board was $2,600 per ton. So take your calculator with me and let's do the calculation. He said they got $2,600, not the $3,000 President Mama is talking about. And he says that contrary to your assertion that the producer price of $1,308 per bag for the 2023-2024 season is paltry, the current producer price translates to $1,821 per ton, which is 70.03% of gross FOB. Akufo-Addo says 70.05. Wine Edu says 70.03.
You can approximate it.
Oh, sure, no problem. So he says 70.03. Okay, now let's do the calculation. If you want to catch a liar, it's very simple. Look at the inconsistencies in this account.
Let's see if you can catch the liar.
So they say the international FOB was $2,600. Yes. That's what he got.
Yes.
And we know that the interbank rates before the opening the season was 11.03. Now, I will do the analysis with the right interbank rates. And then I will do the calculation with the interbank rates that Fifi Buafu stated on PM Express yesterday.
Okay.
Which interbank rate is fabricated. But I will grant them that and still use it.
Okay.
And you will see that we will not get the price they have announced.
Okay.
Because if you got the international FOB at $2,600, if we multiply that by the exchange rate you claim to have used and we divide that by 16, we should get the price of $1,308.
Yes.
Simple arithmetic. So $2,600 multiplied by the right interbank rate of 11.03, you will get 28,678 cedis. Then Wine Edu says, out of this amount, we gave the farmer 70.03%. So multiply it by 70.03 divided by 100. You get 20,083 cedis.
Yes.
Then you divide this by 16. You divide this by 16. Let me take that again. So 2,600.
Is that 20.1?
2,600 times 11.3.
Yes.
The CD equivalent is 29,380.
Times 11.03.
11.03.
Yes.
2,600 times 11.03.
Yes.
Simple. 28,678.
Correct. Yes.
Then he says he gave the cocoa farmer 70.03.
Yes.
So times 70.03 divided by
100.
100.
Yes.
20,083.
Divided by 16.
Divided by 16.
Yes.
1,255.
Yes.
So where did they get the farm gate price of 1,308?
Could it be that they didn't use the exchange rate?
Yes. So I asked Fifi Buafo,
yes,
public relations manager,
yes,
that this is the calculation, doesn't add up. He said, oh no, the reason is simple, Samijan fee. The exchange rate we used was not the 11.03, which is the interbank rate, was 11.5.
11.5. Okay.
Where did you get 11.5 from?
Yes.
Because the interbank rate is determined by the Bank of Ghana. And we have not got an exchange rate of 11.5 in recent time. So where did you get 11.5 from? Completely fabricated. But I said, I will be charitable. I will use your 11.5. So Doc, let's use 11.5.
Okay.
So they said they got 2,600. Right? And the exchange rate they used was 11.5. So the per ton price was 29,900.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then they say Akufo-Addo says he gave the farmer 70.5%.
Use Boyen.
Oh, let me use Akufo-Addo. I'll do Boyen. Okay, let me use Boyen. Boyen says he gave the farmer 70.03. Yes. So multiply it by 70.03.
70.3 or 70.03?
70.03.
Okay.
Then, did I get it wrong? 70.03, that's what is here.
Okay.
That is, then you divide it by 100. You get 20,938. That's the per ton price.
Divided by 16.
Divided by 16. 1,308.
1308.
1308.
Right.
So you take President Akufo-Addo,
which is exactly what.
Hold on. You take President Akufo-Addo, 2,600. The same government, 2,600 times 11.5, 29,900. Then you multiply it by 70.5. You get 2,107,950. Then you divide it by 100. You get 21,079. Then you divide it by 16. You get 1317. The difference is almost 9.5 or 10 Ghana cedis from the price announced.
Yes.
That's Akufo-Addo's price. Now, even Boyen Edu's price in the statements, again, the same Boyen Edu, I'm showing you the conflicting figures. He says that what they gave the farmer, the 70.03 they gave the farmer, which is 1821, okay, 29, 1821. No.
Voodoo mathematics is
Masa, when you make
because
point,
if you look at the differential in the figure, it really is insignificant.
But look, so when you fix a farm gate price, listen, when you fix a farm gate price, you are using an international FOB price and you are using an exchange rate. So you cannot be generating inconsistent figures. If the difference is 10 cedis and the cocoa farmer produces 10 bags or 100 bags, 10 times 100, it's significant. So we must be getting the same figures across board. That is why I have done the analysis based on Boyen Edu's figure. I have based on Akufo-Addo's figure, and I'm using an interbank rate of 11.5, which has no basis. Because you can't say the interbank rate is generated by Akufo-Addo or Cocoa Board. The interbank rate is there for everybody to see. And if you use the correct interbank rate, in both cases, you get a wrong figure.
In fact, it's easier to determine interbank rate.
Yes.
If you say that you sold between period A and period B, you can get the average interbank rate between in that period and use that.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making. So, Doc, the inconsistent figures between Boyen Edu and the precedent, just to justify 1,308 farm gate price, shows clearly that they are lying. And if you want to know they are lying, look at the interbank rate they have inverted. Because in the last 3 months, even if you are saying they are using an average interbank rate, which is not done, because the interbank rate is the point at which you convert the money from dollars and use the money to pay the cocoa farmer. So you will use the prevailing interbank rate of 11.03. And that 11.03, the practice is that Cocoa Board will even reduce it. Because they will say that, in the course of the season, the exchange rate can go down. So they will never use an interbank rate which is less than 11.03. So where did they get the 11.5 from? It is the 11.5 only came in last evening after our program because they realized that we exposed them that the mathematics didn't make sense. Then, Doc, apart from that, they say that they sold parts of the cocoa between October 2022 and March 2023. And we are asking them, what is that part you sold? And what is the part left? And the part left, if you are selling it, at what price will you sell it? Very simple question. Then Fifi Boafu says that, we can tell Parliament that because parliamentarians have sworn oath of secrecy. But I can't say that because if I say it, it will affect our trading. Totally unheard of. Because, Doc, every year, Cocoa Board goes to Parliament for a syndicated loan. And if they go to Parliament with a syndicated loan facility, the cocoa they have sold, what they call forward sales, is what they will be using as a collateral for the syndicated loan. So parliamentarians in the open, not in camera, are told about the portion. Say if we are anticipating like this year to get an annual production volume of 830,000 metric tons. So you will tell parliamentarians that, oh, maybe I've sold ahead 300,000 metric tons. These are the agreements. So this is what we are going to use as collateral for banks to give us money, because we don't have money to go and buy the cocoa. So if you can tell Parliament that in the open, when we know that even today parliamentary proceedings are televised, why can't Cocoa Board tell us?
Let me appreciate something. Is it the case that the sales of the 2023-2024 crop season was sold between 2022 and 2023? Is that the case?
The first comment he made was that the cocoa for 2023-2024 was sold last year.
Yeah, so that's the question I'm asking.
We are coming to say that he sold most of it.
No, so the question I'm asking is are we being told that the cocoa for the 2023-2024 crop season was sold in the 2022-2023 season?
Yes.
Is that what we're being told?
Yes.
So was Parliament informed?
No. The first thing they told us was that they sold everything.
Yes.
Then now they've issued an official statement saying they sold parts. That's what I read to you. Most of it. Between October last year and March this year.
So most. So what I want to find out.
So we want to find out, what is that most?
No, what I want to find out.
99.9%.
Hold on.
No, I agree. I get the point you're making.
So really, what is your
what I want to
argument?
find out? What I want to find out is that why I'm asking this question.
That's all you're doing.
Why I'm asking this question is that we know that the Cocoa Board does this syndicated loans for a season, and they syndicate the monies from the banks. Is it the case that 2022, was it August or September, from 2022?
Is it October
2022
to March
2023, the Cocoa Board did a syndication for loans to purchase?
No, this is the first time in the history of Ghana, in recent time, let me put it that way, I mean in my adult life, that the cocoa season will be opened, a farm gate price will be fixed without Cocoa Board securing the syndicated facility for Parliament to secure. They are saying they did the forward sales in order to raise syndicated loan.
A year ago.
But where is the syndicated facility? It's not gone to Parliament because they've not raised it. So you either sell and not take money from the buyer and use the agreement, as the practice is, as a collateral to raise the loan for several banks. That's why we call it syndicated loan. Or now they want to do a new thing of taking advance payment from the buyer. So where is the syndicated loan? Or if you took cash, where is the money and where has it been lodged? If indeed you sold it between October and March. That's right. So the first thing you must tell us is the portion you sold between October and March and what is left. You know why they can't tell you that? Because a significant portion for the cocoa for this season has not been sold. In fact, as recent as August this year, they were signing agreements with buyers at prices around $3,600 or even higher. So what President Mahama said was emphatically right. They know that if they say that they sold it last year, then you will say that, oh, then it's fine that they used 2,600. They don't want to tell you how much is left, because how much is left must be sold at the prevailing international price. And the fact is, Cocoa Board, apart from forward sales, also do spot sales. Anybody who tells you that, I've spoken to Dr. Opuni, Mr. Akantua, Honorable Atufosin, who was the chairman of the Producer Price Review Committee. Many people who have worked at Cocoa Board, they do spot sales. So what President Mahama is saying about they selling at the international market price is emphatically right, because they have exposed themselves. They say we have sold part. So the part left.
There is sold most
between October last year and March this year. So the part left, you will sell it this year. At what price? At the price President Mahama is talking about. So why are you fixing a farm gate price based on the price at which you sold it between October last year and March this year alone, and not the price that you will be selling the remainder this year. Because you should be giving the average. Granted that what you are saying is right, you should be giving the average of the price at which you sold it between last year and March this year, and the price at which you will be selling the remainder to the farmer. Either than that, you have cheated the farmer. It's as simple as that. So they can't say it, because President Mama was right. They are selling most of the cocoa this year. And July, they were in US negotiating agreements and signing agreements. August, they were negotiating agreements and signing agreements. As I speak, they are selling cocoa based on spot prices of $3,600.
Are you not sure that what they are selling now and they are negotiating is for 2024, 2025?
Precisely. They can do that. But the point I'm trying to tell you is this. Yes. They themselves say that portion of 2023, 2024
has not been sold. Okay.
So if they are selling portion of 2023, 2024,
which portion, and how does it affect the...
And they are saying that one is a security matter. It's sensitive. They can't say it.
Why?
Because it will affect the trading. And I said, but if you had gone to Parliament with a syndicated loan, parliamentarians would have known. And any document that goes to Parliament is a public document that we can access from Hansa Department or the library. In fact, the proceedings will be televised on the official page of Parliament. Everybody will see it. It will not be secret. Parliamentarians will know that this is a portion you have sold and for this price, and that is why you are coming for approval, so that you can go and securitize that for a loan. Then, Doc, very important, is that this forward sales matter is not an excuse at all.
Okay.
Because what is the forward sales? Forward sales doesn't mean that you should sell the cocoa a year before the cocoa season is open. It's not true. Forward sales means the cocoa season is open on the 1st of October and ends on the 31st of September of the next year. Forward sales means you are selling the cocoa before you open the season. So you can be selling the cocoa in August, it is forward sales. You sell it in July, it is forward sales. You sell it in March, it is forward sales. It doesn't mean that you must sell it necessarily a year before. Now, when you are selling it under forward sales, you are selling forward. You are not selling it at the current price. You can't say that the price as of last year was 2006. So I'm doing forward sales. So I will sell it at 2006. Means you don't understand forward sales. Forward sales means you are going to analyze the market, do your predictions and forecasting based on what the market is saying.
So you can fault their financial analysis. You can fault their financial analysis, but you cannot say that they could not have sold.
But you see the reasonability of it. For example, if the international market price is at 3,600 and you forecasted for your forward sales maybe 3,200, 3,000, 3,300, we can pardon you. But to say, when every indication, this publication in my hand is by the International Cocoa Organization, and in September last year, they came out and said there was going to be a huge shortage of cocoa. It is elementary. What happens on the trading market is a function of demand and supply. When you know that the supply of cocoa is going to go down, you know that the price will go up because demand is high. So ICCO, you don't have time for me to read, did this publication on 12th of September 2022 and told Cocoa Board that because Ghana's production volumes have gone down and Cote d'Ivoire is experiencing the same thing, cocoa will be in shortage on the international market by 230,000 tons. They increased the shortage projection from 170,000 to 230,000. So everybody knew by September last year that the price was going to go up. Then you have Wayne Edu telling us that even though I knew that because of shortage and high demand, the price will go up, I still sold your cocoa for 2023-2024 with alacrity at 2,600. Part of it. And the part that he is yet to sell, he is unable to tell us. He is unable to tell us the price at which he is going to sell us. Okay. Finally, we have said that the reason why government should not have cheated cocoa farmers again, but should have given the cocoa farmer their fair share of minimum 65% of the FOB price, which would have been close to 2,000 Ghana cedis or even more, is that Today, the cocoa farmer is worse than he was 7 years ago because of inflation and the degradation of his purchasing power. The example you cited, that we are behaving like a boyfriend who was not giving the girlfriend chop money, and now that the girlfriend has left us, we are promising to buy the person Tesla, is neither here nor there. Because under John Mahama, when the farmer took 475 Ghana cedis per bag, he could buy 18 bags of cement at a unit cost of 26, 27 Ghana cedis. But under you, with even this 1,308 Ghana cedis, the farmer cannot even buy 15 or 16 bags of cement. That farmer with the 475 Ghana cedis could buy 2 packets of roofing sheet at a unit cost of 220 Ghana cedis and get 35 Ghana cedis left. But today, he cannot buy even 1 packet and have some left. Today, we are saying that the John Mahama who was giving the cocoa farmer free fertilizer, you have come and cancelled that, and the farmer is buying fertilizer at 500 Ghana cedis per bag. Cocoa seedlings, the price of cocoa weedicides has gone up the roof. So the farmer is worse off. The production volume too has declined to a 15-year low. You know that when President Mahama was leaving, the production of cocoa in Ghana stood at 969,000 metric tons, the second highest in the history of Ghana, almost 1 million. Today, because of mismanagement, because of galamsey, because of smuggling, which smuggling is occasioned by they cheating the farmer. Because if you were giving, last year they were giving the farmer 800 Ghana cedis per bag, when Cote d'Ivoire was buying it from our farmers at 1,100 cedis. Why won't smuggling go on? And today, the volume has reduced to 650,000. From almost 1 billion to 650,000. So it means the cocoa farmer who was producing 100 bags per year is today doing about 60 bags, 70 bags. So straight away, we know that the disposable income has gone down. And that is why you must show some sensitivity to their plight and say that for 46 years, that is since 1977, the international market price we have now is the highest. Let me give the cocoa farmer his fair share. And if you were even giving him 65%, which you promised in the 2023 mid-year budget review at paragraph 67, the cocoa farmer will be laughing today because at least he will have close to 2,000 or more if you factor in premium.
All right.
What we are saying is very, very simple.
Okay, that's okay. But Bobo, as we round up, I'm a cocoa farmer. I watch the news. I see on the news that the world market price of cocoa is now $3,800 a ton. My government opens the season, and my government tells me that it is giving me 70.3% of FOB. 70.03% of FOB. This is September 2023. I'm watching the news. I see that the spot price is 3,800. My government tells me that it's going to give me 70.03% of the FOB cocoa. However, my government is telling me that it is doing so with a rate of 2,600 because it sold the cocoa that he expects to receive from me from last year, September. And therefore, although I see 3,800, my government says he sold my cocoa a year ahead at 2,600.
If this is the first year that you are harvesting, then it will come as a surprise to you.
The first time something like this is being
okay, sold. But if you have been harvesting in the past 10, 20 years, it won't come as a surprise to you at all, because every cocoa farmer knows that the pricing mechanism that Ghana Cocoa Board or government of Ghana applies in the sale of cocoa is a forward price. It's not new. See, Randy, please. Price. Are you
it is not the existing price.
Please.
We'll just help me understand.
Yes, of course.
I'm asking as a layman. So help me understand.
But I'm a layman too. Why?
No, you are in a better position to
not at all. The information that you have is the same as the one that
what I want to confirm, based on the question I asked, because it's an answer to your question I asked, is it the case that anytime we speak about forward sale, and I am accepting your principle of forward sales, Are we saying that anytime we say forward sale, it means the previous year's value?
No.
Yes.
How can you say that?
Oh.
Then why do we call it forward? And then it will be current sales.
Wait. But
forward sales mean you are selling at the future price.
What's the meaning of all this? Sammy, it's okay.
I mean, sometimes you
no, Sammy, no.
Randy,
yes.
You are buying the commodity and you are selling it. It's not a one-way street. Okay? And all that government is saying is that as a policy, because of how we finance the buying of a subsequent year's produce, okay, we sell it in advance to raise money so that we can buy it.
And that has been the practice?
Consistently over the years.
Never true.
That's why Buahinedu, the chief executive of Cocoa Board, said to Mr. Mahama that you have been president before. You know that that's why I said when I started my submission that let's set the basic principles. If it is the case that the principle is that Ghana forward sells its cocoa, then you cannot, when it suits you, change the rules. Okay? And so that's why the Cocoa Board was telling the former president that
is the issue about the principle
consistently over the years. So why are you coming to tell us that apply spot today?
No, is the issue
because it suits you?
No, is the issue about forward sale or the price given for that forward sale? Because if it were about spot price, then maybe President Mahama would have been speaking about 3,600 or 3,000.
But that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, 3,000.
That's what he said. Okay. That the average in the past 3 months is about 3,600.
In the last 3 months.
So apply that.
Yes.
But that principle cannot apply because that's not how we price our cocoa, at least for the past 20 years.
Yes.
We sell it forward. And so is the price of, so for example, because you are forward selling next year's cocoa, okay, you're going to sell it at 3,600.
Why?
Because that's the price that is prevailing to.
Oh God! No, it's like hedging.
No, see,
it's hedging. That's the word.
Rani,
you don't understand
it. In your area,
it's hedging.
In your area,
no,
it's like hedging.
I agree. It's like hedging.
Yes, in hedging, you are not bound by today's price. If you are doing a forward sale,
I don't have a problem.
It is the analysis.
I don't have a problem. Yes. I don't have a problem at all.
Yes.
You can say whatever you want, but the fact of the matter is that 2023, 2024 cocoa.
Yes.
Just like 2022, 2023 was sold the year before.
Yeah, you could sell it.
That's how it has been done consistently over the years.
Okay.
And so, at any point where the price drops,
yes,
that's why government maintain the price.
Yes.
Because otherwise, then the farmers would be shortchanged.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you look at the data clearly,
yes,
at every point where it is zero, there's no increase. And in 2013, 2014, there was zero increase.
Yes.
In fact, the year before it was 3.4.
Yes.
The year before that, it was 2.5.
Yes.
The year before that, it was 33. The year before that, 47.
Yes.
And if you come forward, you see that post the 65.
Yes.
It came to 21, 11, 00, 8.4, 28, 0, 21, and 63.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a continuum
yes.
of how you sell your cocoa over the years that is making, even though spot price today is 3,600, yes. because you've sold it ahead, you're having to pay 2,600 for the commodity today.
Yes.
So next year, if the price remains as it is, you peg an average between the main crop and then the minor crop, and then provide an average that may well be higher than the 2,600 that the farmers are going to benefit next year. So really, I really
what I wanted to find out, and it will be unfair to you because you don't work there. But
yes. Former CEOs of Cocoa Board, yes. Don't just speak to the last one. Go 2, 3 MPP time.
The one,
do your own check.
The one who spent all the 1.8 the one who spent all the 1.8 billion that he accrued in 2006. You don't have to
allow me to help you.
You know how it feels like.
No problem.
You know how it feels like.
Okay, you heckle. Doc, the point is simple. Cocoa Board does forward sales
yes.
and spot sales.
Yeah, a combination of both.
And their own statements
means they are doing both.
They are doing both.
Yes.
So why have you fixed, please, this same statement? You're saying that you sold forward between October 2022 and March 2023, and the forward sale price was 2,600.
Yes.
But you say that there is a portion you have not sold.
Which portion? What portion?
Which you should be telling us.
I'm saying to you that
Can
if you sell 99.9%,
can I make my point?
You still have a portion. Why not? Why not?
That would mean that
that
would mean that you are not grossly incompetent. You are also criminally incompetent. Because you know it has never happened in the history of Ghana. Listen, this is you are trading a product on the international market. This is like stocks. You do prediction, forecasting based on market forces. So if you are anticipating a production volume of 800,000 and you even want to do forward sales, and bear in mind the forward sales need not be done in the previous year. You can start your forward sales in January.
And you are an expert in
Can you make my point? Can I make
you
my
are
point?
an expert. You know how to make points.
So we need
Can I make my point?
We need to
go. So the point is, if you are doing the forward sales, you are doing it. You are predicting what the future price will be. It is hedging. So it is illiterate, uninformed for somebody to say that doing forward sales mean I must sell it at the current price.
But that's what they said.
Number two,
the crop season. They sell the cocoa.
Please let me make my point. Number two.
So as to whether it all takes place in January, March, or February, it's neither here nor there.
Number two,
irrelevant.
You are doing sports sales as well.
Who says
where is that money going to?
Okay.
Then number three, if we even take the price you claim to have gotten for your forward sales, which price doesn't make sense, $2,600. And we use the correct interbank rate, not the one you have invented, we will not get 1,308.
All right, okay.
And finally, Doc, this is important. Last year, the international market price of cocoa was 2,600. Listen to this is common sense. 2,600. Government says we are not increasing that by even $1 this year. So it is still 2,600. The exchange rate they used was 10 point something last year. The exchange rate they are using is 11 point something. No significance different. Yet they gave the cocoa farmer 800 Ghana cedis. But with the same international market price, they can give the cocoa farmer 1,308. What a cock and bull story.
All right.
Stop stealing from cocoa farmers.
All right. Okay.
We need to go. How can you say I'm selling forward based on current price?
It's pretty obvious that there's a lot of interrogation that must be done in this matter. I will urge the relevant parliamentary committees to raise this issue up. I think that there's a lot that we need to find out. There's a lot we need to know. Thanks, Bobo and Sami for joining me. Up next, GMG Trends.
Step into success with Accra Business School. Boost your career with a prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. Pick from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Relations, Public Affairs. In just 12 months, our MBA can be yours. Dive into our BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business and Management, endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. We offer flexible entry, payment and learning options. It's time to unlock your potential and take flight. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or dial 0263 888 555. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
To help meet your business and private printing needs successfully, we have just the right products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete professional touch on our print products such as posters, flyers, brochures, magazines, poll cards and any other print solution of your choice ensure that our customers are always happily connected to their audience. With our security printing section, our clients are assured of a highly secured and confidential work process from start to finish. At Appointed Time, our prices are very competitive. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 454167. Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is the solution.
Yamawa kwaba de ba nadum auto fix and accessories. Ahadie e ba no care sie ne ho akade a. Ubenya bibie bi wa ha. Care bia ne ha eni ne ohia. Yenso ye wo ho animdefo a obeso anu yi ama. Nadum auto fix and accessories ye dwumedie de. Eye 24/7 o. Ye siesie wo engine, wo brake, battery, yesesa wo tire. Se ba no car wash de a. Je wo abefun fidie bi ti se steamer ye de horo car engine abra nsuo nko engine nim ye san ye detailing metre se ye betwetwe car no mu ba bia ma o ye wi a ya san polish car na ma o kama enye we no nko ye san to car batteries, tires, rims any de keke kan Manadum auto fix and accessories ema o car ensi ne dedem na nwu adwuma ma o hwehwe ye chira kwan wo dansoma na sorry dan ho a ene KFC bon hwanimu e won kran se wo information anansem bi se bia 024 651 9369. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. So
my son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for and cover the makers in
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealeth unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. I'm up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafubuachi Hospital Junction. Sakradi. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply. The same got to move.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi the Starboy, but I'm getting some information that the lawyers of the citizen who got the injunction against the EC and has filed a contempt application against the EC as at the EC office, the lawyers. So you can see on the screen now the lawyers and media persons at the entrance of the EC were told that the security at the EC are denying them access to the EC. The security personnel at the EC office are refusing entry to the court bailiffs to effect service on the EC commissioners. The policemen, according to the reporters, say they have been instructed not to allow anyone into their premises until after next week. I'm sure after the exercise has ended. So that's actually what is happening at the Electoral Commission. The gates are locked. The bailiffs will not be allowed to enter to serve the Electoral Commission. The security men say that they are under instructions not to allow anybody until after next week. So you see the media men and the bailiffs and lawyers of the plaintiff there at the premises of the Electoral Commission. So that's what is happening there. Right. Let's see.
Doc, this one has been a very heated one on the show, and lots of comments coming in. Option F on Twitter, let me just get into that straight, says that Mr. Mercer opined me up to the fact that judicial vacation only for Sami Jenfi to show receipt of precedents. Interesting show today. You lie, you're exposed. I just love this show. Good Morning Ghana is top notch with fantastic hosts, and that will call out all the untruths. And Brad K also says that lawyer Sami Jenfi should start a show on Good Morning Ghana called How to Catch a Liar. Oh, Mohammed Hamza says that it is a fact that under the leadership of President Mahama and the NDC, cocoa farmers were far better than today simply because they were being given free fertilizers. Today, how much is a bag of cement and roofing sheets? And Muntaka says, Sami Jenfi doing the Lord's work on Good Morning Ghana, dismantling all the propaganda regarding the cocoa price given to farmers. Okay. And this one says that the Japan Mesa just considered that what Sami Jenfi said is true. 11 minutes into the game, Sami Jenfi 1, Mesa 0. People, let me have this final one. Says that Musa Watu says NPP cannot compare themselves to the NDC in terms of helping cocoa farmers and developing the sector. 2020 Auditor General's report captured 28.9 million set aside by the NDC or the Mahama-led administration for a pension scheme for pensioners. This is a true and proper social intervention. So lots of comments this morning. Many thanks for sending us your comments, and of course on Facebook you see all of that. Thank you so much. This morning I got to Twitter and I saw the showdown bus. Like some free bus they go for town inside the showdown bus. So that you see that on the screen very soon. So yeah, so that's the bus moving around town. The free ride, the showdown bus. We like the showdown the 4th November. Obey there, baby. So it's moving around town, free ride to people and all that. We'll see how that will help Honorable Ken Japan come November 4, as we'll get to find out who become the flag bearer of the No Patriotic Party there. But Doug, before I wrap up, I saw Rambo trending also. I wanted to find out which Rambo was trending. Then I saw a message. So it's like a chat with a friend, like two guys chatting. The guy was like, "Yo boy, Abi you day where they can rob me of my laptop and things for house. Rambo no back on self. So Rambo is the dog. Twice they can rob me or Rambo bed. Where the guy say, oh Abi the matter they die. Oh no, I say, nah, yes, Cindy come here. Then the guy was like, finally she come visit you. Hey, the girl stretch you, nice. Then the guy said, Rambo bite down. Dog I buy you. You never back or bite before. Girl I chase for 2 years, come visit me finally. You bite them. I kill him. I die of this afternoon. So Rambo is gone. Oh Rambo, why? After chasing Cindy for 2
2 years. Cindy comes to visit her. Now you know, say you get it by Charlie. Rambo is gone. Look, what name do you have for your dog? What's the name you give to
Tarzan.
What?
Tarzan.
I've had a dog called Monica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Monica. I say if you want to do your enemy, then you name your dog after your enemy.
Ah.
Yeah.
So, the police people, the IG will name his dog something, and then the other people too will name their dog what?
I've closed. I've closed.
Why have you closed? Why you not the one singing the Lumba song?
Dog.
No, you said it's a principle. Say you name your dog after what?
Oh,
no, you said you name your dog.
Some people name their dogs after
their enemies. Yes. So I was just trying to get you to practicalize it. So if the senior police, the IG and the other police people, if they had new dogs and they had to name them,
their dogs,
what names were they going to give the dogs?
Actually, the IGP family then go do the naming ceremony, but me parents go fit talk for you.
So assuming IG Jordan Parry bought a new accession, by your analogy,
no, this one, you know,
what the name is going to give the dog?
IGP will be the enemy.
I don't know. You said you were showing us pictures and saying things.
Look, I beg. I leave it to viewers. I said, when I cook, Doc, I beg you. But yeah, that one, the IGP now go do it. Maybe just to assuming that he got 2 dogs. Yes.
So that just for and please, these are for laughs. There's a name one will be named COP and the other will be named Supo.
So no, but we are going to Ojura.
Yes.
We are going to Ojura ending of the month. We are going to Kropon to celebrate Ojura. As we did, we did Homo, we did Fit to Fashion. We are moving to Kropon to do Ojura Festival. That's from the 29th to the 2nd of October. Trust us that will bring you all the amazing stuff that will happen on the mountains later this month as we celebrate Ojura. I go my hometown. I go my hometown. Anyway, thank you.
I'm just reading a story. Oh, let's say yesterday, Accra Circuit Court, a judge, a lady judge, she sentenced the businessman to 15 years in prison, a prison term of 15 years. The guy who was sentenced became furious. He took off his shirt and he went after the judge.
Hey.
Yes. So the secretary said immediately after the judge pronounced the sentence, he screamed, "Please, do you know me somewhere? Why have you given me 15 years jail term?" And he dashed towards the judge.
Hey.
So is that the prosecutor and the court warrant officer saved her and they moved her to the
Charlie. This is why the guy had more punishment to him. It's like double DP. No, but the preceding statement, that one said they make my heart. Oh, what?
They are the judge problem.
You know me for so well. I will let him win Portuala. The guy vexed. But they go add so the 50 years, I don't say they go add maybe some 5 to 1. What to do there?
Okay. So I've read Bakojo in the States. He sent me the obituary of Rambo.
Oh, Rambo. Oh.
So you have the obituary as
well?
Okay.
I go by Cindy.
Okay.
Anyway. Rambo and Supo. Rambo and Supo. They rhyme. Rambo, Supo.
Okay. Commissioner.
Rambo. Supo.
Commissioner. IG.
Well, that's it for the trends today.
Now, anyway. Up next, Metro Sports.